Hello everyone, and welcome back to Football Manager 2022 here with the Wilstermans in Bolivia in the second best league. Well, we are not in the league yet, but getting there. So, this is gonna be the second episode. This is gonna be all about the club and the players. So if you don't like that kind of thing, looking over stuff that happened in the preseason and, stuff like that, well, then you might want to jump to not even the next episode, but the next after that, the fourth episode, because the next episode is also going to be about the tactics and the approach. I'm going to split it up a little bit here. So, first off, it was a very, very long window of preseason, right? We had so many months. So from February through March, April, May, June, and now in July, where the last game is still to be played. That's a lot. A lot have happened. It's actually 3 days later in terms of recording, right? I made the last episode 3 days ago. So, yeah, but of course you're getting it the day after, but whatever. So, lots of things happening here. First off, I want to say that our the schedule here with all the friendlies, I am very happy about how it went. It was a very long one, right? You can see that. We started in February, March, April, May, June, and now in July we have one game left in the friendlies. A very long window, but it also left me with a lot of room to do things, right? Now, these losses, the big losses here, you can see, all of these are against teams above us. Actually, that's not true. These guys, but everyone except from these guys and this one. These guys right here is actually the best in our league. So, and again, lots of things happened after that. Overall, very happy with how the schedule went. The results, that is, and also how I developed the tactic and all that. But we will get into that in the next episode. This episode is gonna be about, like I said, the players and the club. What happened in the club, what happened with the players. First off, I want to start in the backroom staff area, because I am spending money. And there is only one reason for that, and that is because the club, before we came into the club in February, the game or the AI actually decided to go in and spend money on some of the youngsters, right? They were giving them pre-contracts, 120. So I thought, well, okay, if our finances is gonna hurt, I might as well spend a little bit of more money. 445, not a whole lot, but we are also using some on the staff members. I have an assistant manager who is actually really, really good. 170 wages. He's very, very good. Tiki-taka, 4-4-1-1. Passing style, 4-3-3-3 in 4-3-3 in his second formation. This guy is very good for this level, and I'm very happy about him. We also have a couple of coaches. Very important, we have a performance analyst, which makes me able to analyze data from the data hub and all that kind of stuff. We got a scout who's gonna just scout the next opponents. Physio, that's it. But this is very important, and it's gonna cost us, I don't know, 600 maybe? A bit more, or almost 1,000 in wages, I think. Which is a lot. Probably not, but maybe 800. Maybe 800 in wages. Still quite a lot. But I think it's gonna be important to have this in. Alright, so to the most important thing here, looking at the players. How I want to do this is looking at our first 11 or best 11. And also a couple of other guys that, might want to be cool to look at. Now, what I want to say here before we're getting into looking at players, because you are probably, if you're looking at the screen right now and not just listening to me, you'll probably notice that we do have the star abilities in here, or ability and potential from our assistant manager. Like I always say, don't really look at that. Now, it could give you a pretty good indication of how good our team is, but that's not really true, because this is all judged upon our own team. So it will take the best player, which is probably likely Figo here, as you can see, or maybe Lopez, right? And that is judging these guys down here against him, right? How good is Lopez compared to Rivas, or how good is he compared to Mercado? So it's not a very good judgment on how good we are in terms of everyone else in the league. Just saying that. I just wanted to explain that if you didn't know, right? But you probably did. So anyway, let's get into the first 11. First one, Mercado, our goalkeeper. And as you can see, potential of 2 and current ability of 2. Whatever that means. compared to some of our best players. Right. So I think he's fairly okay. I think he's gonna be fine. As you can see, his you can see it over here. Match ratings of 6.82. Not too good, not too bad. It's he's conceded 23 goals, but that's not really. It's not only his fault. He's quite tall, which is great. Why is it showing this? He's quite tall, 191. So he got that. He got the agility. He got the aerial reach, and also the handling and jumping reach. So he's quite good in the air, right? He's not bad in the air, which is nice. So we can force opponents on the outside, and he will win some of those battles in the air, and also on standard situations. He's gonna be fairly okay. He's a player. He's a goalkeeper. I'm actually trying to get him to be a sweeper keeper. Probably never gonna happen. So I might as well just go goalkeeper training. Yeah, he's the best goalkeeper we have. That's about what I can say here. So there we are. As you can see, there is a lot of loan deals. We'll get to those. Let's check out this guy. He is a defender on the right-hand side, so a fullback, inverted wingback, whatever we want to do with him, right? He's the best one of the lot. Like I said, I'm gonna show you the best players. This is the best fullback we have, not only on the right-hand side, but in total. Is he very good? No. No, he's not very good. Will he do okay for us? Maybe. As you can see, he's been playing quite well. 7.07 in the friendlies. So, it's what is his weakness? Probably his strength. His strength is really weak, and you could probably potentially say, "Oh, his crossing is really bad." Yeah, but we don't need that. We don't need that, and you will see why in the next episode. Actually, you will see why. All right, so. What I want him to do, he's not very good at either, but he's at least a fairly good player when it comes to decision making and determination, which is really important. Also, the work rate is really good, and his fitness or physicals here are but our weak spots are definitely our fullback areas. It's definitely our weak spots right now, and he's the best of them. He's the best of them. Okay, so that's Rivers. And next up, let's take a look at. Maybe we should take a look at the other fullback. Why not? So in the left spot on the fullbacks, this guy's gonna be our best player. Now you might think, wow, he's really bad, and yeah, he is. He's probably our weakest first 11 starting player. Okay, but what I will make him do, he's actually fairly okay on that. Because this guy is going to be played as an inverted wingback. I can tell you that right now. He is going to be an inverted wingback, and he actually got a decent right foot as well. So it's not all bad, because he do actually have a good passing ability, good first touch. I'm saying good, but it's average in this league. Fairly okay technique. He got some very good determination. Again, that pretty much goes for all of our players. They will be pretty their commitment to succeeding at what they do at the best level, that will happen. I mean, or at least they will try to. So what he's good at, he will try to, do the very best he can at doing that, whatever that means. So he's not good on the ball because his composure is 5, but again, it's the best I got. He got lots of weaknesses, but as you can see, he's pretty average. I mean, in the way I'm playing him, he's bang on average, right? I can't make magic happen, right? This is probably the best guy I could find, and he's actually a loan deal. This guy's actually a loan deal. I couldn't find anyone better. So let's go back to the central defenders here. Moreno, he is a guy I just got in. He played 3 games for me, but in the friendlies, but only one of them as our guy, because 2 of them was as a trial. Why did I get this guy in? Well, there are 2 reasons for it. One is, our central defenders really sucked. Really sucked. And the second thing is, this guy is very, very good in the air. He is 192 centimeters tall, which is quite tall. Jumping reach of 17, heading of 10. Strength of 9, aggression of 15. He's just good in the air. He's just a good central defender when he doesn't have to run. This guy is also gonna be very, very good when it comes to corners, right? both defending and also when it comes to attacking. This guy's gonna get some goals. I can tell you, this guy's gonna get goals. So I'm very happy with this signing. Again, a loan deal for free, absolutely free. So there we go. That's the first one. The other guy, also a loan deal, Villamil. I think his name is Diego Villamil. So he's also not a bad player. He's just not that good in the air. He's 6 heading. This guy is probably more than the other guy, gonna cover for the other guy a little bit. Now, he doesn't have the pace to be playing on cover, but at least he got some decent acceleration to maybe run his man down. But again, this is the best I could do. This is the best I could do. And it's of course not very great, but yeah, he's not terrible either. He's not terrible either for this league, I think. So yeah, that's the player. That's the player. All right, that is the back line. That is the back line. Let's move into the midfield. Cueto. He is actually not exactly. We got two defensive midfielders who is equally good, I would say. The other guy is this guy Montano. We will take a look at him later on. So he's a defensive midfielder who is fairly okay on the ball. The composure is probably where he is not very good on the ball, but first touch of 9, passing of 10, technique of 14, vision of 9, teamwork of 12. Decision making and determination, again, pretty damn good. He got the aggression to also do some tackling, but not the strength. His weak spot, probably the strength and the acceleration, right? I would say that is his weak spots in how we're going to play him. Which is a defensive midfielder on support. Yeah. So, but again, he's all right. He's all right. But bang on average. Bang on average in terms of the ratings. So, 3 assists. He got 3 assists in the game, so at least he got that, right? Cueto, fairly decent defensive midfielder. Next up, going into the actual midfield, Mercado. So this is probably the best well-rounded player we have. He don't really have a specific weakness. If he do have a weakness, I would probably call it his pace, acceleration, and finishing. Again, going into how we're gonna play. But again, I don't want to speak too much about it before the next episode. He's okay. Again, determination of 15. So he will do the best he can to the ability that he got, right? He will try and do whatever he can with the abilities he's been given by birth. He's actually a very tall lad, 190 centimeters. So we got a pretty tall team actually. Jumping range of 15, but his heading abilities is not there, so he's not gonna be that good in the air. He's just gonna be a presence in the midfield, a pretty good pression. When we are gonna mark with this guy, you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen when this guy's gonna mark someone in the midfield. They're not gonna win that ball, or at least it's gonna be very tough because he also got the strength and the decent aggression and anticipation and bravery to stand just. The bravery is not very good, but anyway, this guy's gonna be fairly good when it comes to just standing there defending against tall balls going over the top into the midfield. He's gonna be fairly good at that and also well-rounded to do enough for us. I am pretty happy with that guy. He's also a loan deal, so well, there we go. The other dude is a Figo, Sebastian Figo, who I renamed. Come on, click him. There we go. One of the best players, if not the best, but yeah, definitely one of the best players in the club. He was here from the get-go. This guy is also going to be playing as a central midfielder, not advanced, not up here. He's going to be playing as a central midfielder. I know that. I wouldn't say he's a different player to the other guy, but again, he's pretty well-rounded in most areas, except from jumping reach and hitting, of course, and also not being very, very quick. He's just, pace 8, acceleration 7. That is definitely his weakness, along with his strength being 6. I don't like that, but it is what it is. At least he can play all day with that natural fitness, or at least he can play every single match with that natural fitness, I might say. I mean, what he will do really, really well is, again, his determination of 17. He will do the best he can, right? He will do the best he can. He's a good player. He's a good player. As you can see over here, he's a little bit above average. And that's also what I'm expecting. You can actually see he scored 4 goals, right? So you probably will get an idea of how I'm playing him. Yeah, he's on attack. He's on attack. I'm actually on attack with him. So one of our best players right here. I mean, what else can I say? For 15 quid? Sure. Sure. Next up, now going into the attacking midfield, where we're playing wingers, at least for now. Saavedra is, again, one of the better players in the squad. We got a lot of good wingers on the right-hand side. He's just one of 3. That is pretty damn good. This guy's probably the best of them. What can I say about this guy? Well, so far, he's been looking really, really solid. Mainly because of his acceleration, probably. And again, he can play almost every single game. He hasn't, because we got 2 other guys that can also play there. But yeah, a fairly good player. He got some passing abilities on him as well, so that's pretty good. But he's not very good on the ball. He's just decent, which we do need him to be in that positioning, because that's also playing into the tactic later on. Fairly good player. And 187 again, 187 centimeters. Again, we got a pretty good tall squad, but he doesn't have the jumping reach or the hitting. But again, tall guys will make things happen in the air, at least sometimes. But he's a good player mainly because of his acceleration, right? Fairly good player. Next up is Terrazas. He's a very different player. Again, fairly good player. One of the, at least in top 5 of best players in our club. This guy's very different. He's also a winger, but he's not going to play as a winger. This is a very specific role for him. Wide target man. As you can see, 182 centimeters. Not bad when it comes to a winger who is going up against very often pretty low fullbacks. Now, he do have the jumping reach, and he do also have decent heading. So I'm actually going to play him as a wide target forward. He doesn't have the strength. That's his weakness, right? But he's not very fast either. That means he's not really good as a winger either. So this guy's going to be playing as a wide target man. And I actually like him. So far, he's actually been doing quite okay as that role. 6.8 in average rating. He had an injury somewhere. So yeah, he's not really that fit. And but so far, so good. Another weakness here is that he's not right-footed. So he won't be really, really good on the ball, playing it around. So... But he's fairly good. And he's a good option to have with that wide target man forward role. So there we go. Last but not least, I can tell you that much. I don't know if I would call Lopez or Figo the best player in the club. Likely Lopez. Christian Lopez is our main striker. He's a fairly good pressing forward. He's a fairly good finisher. But he doesn't have the composure or concentration to really finish them all off. Now, he either has a really good game or a really average game, but so far 7.53. So you can tell that he's been. I mean, if people are letting him be and not mark him or anything, he's gonna destroy people with that 14 acceleration, and he also got 9 pace, so he's not slow either. But where he is really, really, really good is his teamwork and work rate, right? He's going to work all day long for us up front, which is very important. His finishing is 11, so he's going to take his chances sometimes. He scored 8 goals and also assisted 5 times. You can tell that is he's a key player for us. Absolutely, he's going to be absolutely key player. He's also fairly good, reasonable right-footed, so he's kind of two-footed. He's a pretty good as they also suggest down here. He's a good Segunda Division player. Yeah, he's a leading Segunda Division player even, right? He's really, really good. Right, so that's the first 11 done. I still think we got a couple more guys to look at that is sort of interesting. Let's take a look at the wingers I was talking about before. We got 2 of those on the right-hand side that are also pretty damn good. First off, Luis Vargas, very similar to the other guy. He's fairly quick. He can run all day, no strength. I mean, he's a good backup to have, right? Or rotational option to have on that right-hand side. He's not very tall. That's probably his weak spot, but he can cut in because he's very good on his left foot. So he can actually cut in or be. He doesn't have the passing. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the passing. Otherwise, he would be perfect for that kind of role that I'm gonna do out there. But yeah, it's an okay player to have. The other one is Morales, another decent option, and he's also fairly strong on his left foot, and that guy's actually a little bit better on the ball, just a tiny bit, technique of 14, first touch, again, but he's not very quick, so he's another kind of player we could play on the right-hand side, so we got plenty of options when it comes to the right-hand side of our attack. That's good, and also, yeah, he's been doing quite well. 4 assists, as you can see, and 1 goal. Not bad. What did the other guy actually do? I didn't really... Luis Vegas. Let's check him out again. Again, same deal. He scored a little bit more, but whatever. 7.08 in his games. It's above average, right? Above average. So that's the wingers. The other side, we also got another good winger over there who is in on loan. Diego Ruiz. And he's a completely different kind of player compared to the other one we had, because he's very fast, actually. The other guy we had over here was more like a wide target man kind of thing, or advanced playmaker kind of thing. This guy is quick. He got pace and acceleration all day. And he's a more classic winger type, but he also have a good right foot. So he can also cut in, either pass or shoot. He doesn't have the finishing for it, so I don't want them to shoot. But when they do get inside the box, they are two-footed. If they get into the box, they are two-footed, and they will take their chances. Even with finishing 2 right in front of goal, that's gonna be okay. Again, good determination. We got a lot of good determination, guys. Yeah, another interesting player to have in there. Let's go back to the defensive midfield, because this is the other guy I was talking about. Actually, that's not true. Where is the other guy I was talking about? It's Saavedra? No? Oh, he's down here. Montano. That's the other guy I was talking about that we have. They're pretty much the same, right? The 2 defensive midfielders we have, they are very similar, very slow, but good at what we need them to do, which is moving the ball around quite a bit. This guy is probably the worst of the 2, 6.77, below average, I would say. But he's gonna be a fairly good backup to have in there. When it comes to the midfield, we also have a fairly okay player when it comes to the midfield, or 2 fairly good backups when it comes to the midfield. We got Marco, who is in on loan as well. He's not very quick. He doesn't have the stamina. He do have the natural fitness, so he can play a lot of games. He's actually been doing quite well, as you can see, 7.39. So he's actually doing really well. He just doesn't look very good to what I want him to do, which is a central midfielder attack role. He doesn't look very good at that, but he's doing quite well. His decision making is good. His first touch is good, and I mean decent passing, below average technique. But for some reason he's doing quite well so far. So yeah, pretty happy about him. The other guy was Giuliano, who is a very different kind. Again, he's been doing quite all right when he's playing, right? He's doing quite all right. He's actually playing quite a lot of games as well, but he's not very good. When we look at his abilities, he doesn't look very good, except from his determination and teamwork and work rate. So he's gonna work all day for us. And again, natural fitness is pretty high, but and all of them also seem to do have a pretty fairly good technique, which is great. The passing and technique, first touch, none of them is really they don't really have that as a weak spot, right? And that is important with how I'm gonna play. So it's good. It's okay. It's a fairly decent backup to have in there. Okay, now a backup when it comes to strikers, that's a little bit of a concern, to be honest. We do have Solis down here. He's probably more a false 9 than anything. He probably likes to come deep. With his first touch, dribbling, passing, and technique. He's not a very good striker. He got 2 assists and 3 goals, so he's done fairly well in the games he has played. And he wants to run with the ball through the center. So I mean, it's okay. It's nothing really. We also got this guy's actually done really well for his abilities. He's actually doing really well in the games he has played. Not a whole lot, but he's got 2 goals. That's like the third option. Not very good. We could take a look at more players, but you know what? I think that's about it. We got one more midfielder. We got quite a few midfielders, but this guy is same level, right? A little bit worse on the ball, but same level as the other dudes that we looked at. So we got 5 midfielders in total, actually. There we go. That's the players. So to round this off, we got a couple of club things to to look at. First off, the finances. Well, as you saw before, quickly in here, we are pissing away some wages because the club decided to give pre-contracts to some youngsters before we came in. Before we came in, they were giving pre-contracts. I think there are 3 of them, or maybe 4 of them, having 120 wages. That is shown right here. We're pissing away money. It's going downhill. The projection is also terrible. If we look at the the outgoings, 14,000. The income, 9,000. So, go figure, right? Go figure. That's not very great. Taking a quick look at the league, we are predicted to be number 50. Well, number 13 with 51 odds. So we are not up there. There are only, I think we saw that in the last episode, there are only 1 spot for promotion. That's it. Out of all of these teams, 35 teams, only 1 spot is going up. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be our, if we can get into the playoffs and maybe get, into the semifinals or something like that, that would be pretty ideal for us in terms of our strengths. So yeah, there is that. A couple of quick words about the data hub here, because it is now a very big part of how I'm playing Football Manager. I am in this page a lot, especially in the the preseason. I'm in here all the time. And that's the reason why I got the performance analyst, right? He's so key to how I'm playing this game now. He's so key. He's giving me so many good informations. You wouldn't have this without it. You wouldn't have him. You wouldn't have these informations. And this is telling me so many ways of how we are playing, the key moments. You can see where our key moments came from and all that, right? You will get a lot of information just with a scout, but you will not get this. You will not get this. So this is this page alone, individual match analyze, very, very good. And also I can see the last match performance and all that. So I can go into the last match and check out, oh, how did we do against them? But also more importantly, how did I destroy their passes? How did I destroy them? Well, position instructions is also a very big part of how I'm playing. So just a good mention here, kind of leading into the next episode, right? It's kind of leading into the next episode where we are going to talk more about the tactics and also the approach of how I'm playing the game, and how I think we're probably going to play the last friendly in the next episode. So, well, I guess, guys, stay tuned for that. And if not, well, you can jump over that one and go directly into the first league match. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next episode.